Thanks for tuning in to the Vintage Cinema Review. On this week's episode, we're covering from 1984, Revenge of the Nerds.
80s classic, everything classic, coming of age movie of smart kids just on their way to college.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty nerdy.
Yeah,
it's a revenge of them.
that's right.
The nerds.
They get the revenge. You got jocks, you got nerds, you got all that good stuff. So we hope you're enjoying the show. And speaking of which, if you are, hit that 5-star rating. You can leave us a written review on Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever else. Leave that 5-star rating. And sit back, relax, and enjoy Revenge of the Nerds. Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Vintage Cinema Review.
Where every week we review some of our favorite films from the past.
Hey, there ain't no late fees here.
Silence is golden. And be kind. Rewind.
Hi guys. Good early evening.
What's going on?
Well, how's it going, everybody?
That's what's going into the vintage V.C.R. this evening.
Ooh, just from the sounds of it, it sounds like an 80s classic to me. I could be wrong, but that sounded like an 80s classic.
Pretty dorky.
Yeah, Revenge of the Nerds, 1984. This was a tough one to come by. I tell you what.
Yeah, this is if you're a subscriber to pretty much any streaming platform out there, you're not going to get it unless you're paying for it as a separate transaction.
Right.
You know what I don't understand about the streaming on? You have all these providers, and it seems like a lot of movies that we try to find aren't out there.
Right.
It's all about rights. It's all about cost. Sometimes they just don't want to let it out.
Well, this one I wonder too if they're trying to scrub it from the internet, like because I mean, there's definitely controversy around this movie now in today's, you know what I mean, with certain scenes and stuff.
One scene,
just that one scene, right? Which we'll definitely get into.
Is that what you're talking about?
Is it? Oh, it's all woke all day.
Yeah, this movie.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's not woke. It is Me Too.
Oh, a Me Too movement.
It is a Me Too moment.
Yeah, you talking about this movie?
Yeah.
Is it a Me Too or is it more just like 80s style comedy?
I'm saying maybe I misunderstood the question. The reason why there is controversy around this one particular scene, at least the one in my mind, is because of it is certainly more
the sleepy scene.
It is certainly more Me Too than it is woke.
Okay.
To be clear, it has everything to do with, violating a woman.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was bad. That scene was bad.
Yes,
for sure. But yeah, I just thought it was weird. Like not weird, but when I did watch it, then I'm like, oh, maybe that's why it's like so hard to track down and rent, because you can find every other Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, two's right out there. That pops up.
Just not this one. Yeah.
What did you mean by what's scrubbing?
Well, basically, like some movies, like Less Than Zero, for instance, was very hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go on, and most movies you can go on and search on like a streaming service and find it, but this one is like impossible to find. Like,
so scrubbing is if I'm, please, I'm not trying to put words into your mouth.
Yeah, because saying scrub, like I've heard it before.
So
I've heard it being used.
The concept of scrubbing is liken that to the idea of removing history. So if you take any element of history out of history, it's like it never existed. So when you do that, if someone looks to, go back and, look on history,
much of like what they did to the lost city of Atlantis.
Sure. Let's pretend that there in fact was a lost city of Atlantis, and
scrubbed.
They threw away all of the scrolls and whatever sheets and bits of paper that might have had that, and it's like it never existed.
I gotcha. Like Machu Picchu.
Yeah, maybe I'm just conspiracy theory on this, but
no, I'm on Team Dave for this one.
I just think it's odd that such a popular movie from the 80s is,
just not there.
It's just not there.
Not there.
So contrarily, there could be that concept of maybe it's because it is in fact so popular that there are people like you, me, Tom, Dick, and Harry that might be willing to spend the $3 to rent it versus having it included in my already included monthly fee for this streaming platform, that one or the other.
But those weren't available either.
Even
the $2.99, $3.99, $16.99, not there.
Well,
it's just lost. It was.
Well, then back to scrubbing.
That's why you need a Blockbuster or, a video store.
Truth.
You know what I mean? Bring those back. But anyway, let's get into this, guys. Revenge of the Nerds, 1984, rated R. And running time was 1 hour, 30 minutes. And the release date, July 20th, 1984. So summer of 84. We would have been, what, 8?
8.
So I guess we didn't go see this back
I'd be going on 8.
Yep.
Something you see on like HBO.
Yeah.
At like late at night at a friend's house, like sleepover.
Right. Directed by Jeff Canoe. Screenplay by Steve Zacharias and Jeff Buhai. Story by Tim Metcalf, Miguel Tejada Flores.
Who?
I did pretty good on that.
Arriba.
Yeah.
Miguel Tarata.
Piso Mollado.
Yep. Steve Zacharias again. Produced by Ted Field and Peter Samuelson. Budget on this, between 6 and 8 million. Box office, including rentals on this, 60.4 million.
Boomtown.
Yep.
That's a juice worth the squeeze.
Yeah, they said the rentals, like that's where it really caught steam. Like it got legs when it ran from seeing it on HBO, Cinemax, whatever, and then when it was out at your local Blockbuster or West Coast.
It took off.
I mean, think about that. That's really when the VHS market took off. I mean, it was
84,
just this whole new economy was there, and then off it went.
Yep.
Hell, I remember in 84, maybe even 85.
Right.
But I certainly remember that
album.
Dude, that's a killer album. Absolutely killer album. I remember my folks renting a V.C.R. Like, try it before you buy it.
Yes.
So they rented a V.C.R. and they rented Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Ghostbusters.
Absolutely awesome. Although I remember my mom also walking out of the room when the dude said, "It's true, Your Honor. This man has no dick."
She walked out.
Rita just exited the room.
So
completely
with it.
Was there rosary beads everywhere?
She was. It was sacrilegious.
She probably called my mom. They had an emergency prayer meeting.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Funny story about Ghostbusters, real quick. I'm gonna go off track, but I watched that with my son and daughter. My daughter was probably like 5 at the time, 5 or 6. Like I would say probably 6 by then. And it's a PG movie from 1980s, so you think PG. Now I kind of know going back and watching some of these, but PG in the 80s was a lot different than PG now.
Kids were far more mature back then.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, you could get boobies with a PG rating.
You just never knew. So we're watching this movie, and my daughter's sweet, innocent, watching this movie, loving it. Like, they both really liked it, and it gets to the end of the movie with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and remember, he's walking down the road, and the Ghostbusters are there, and they go, "Oh, shit." And she goes, "Oh, shit," and just repeats it, you know what I mean? Like, so innocent, but I was like, oh, great. Like, hopefully she doesn't remember that word and start using it.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, right?
Shit's okay today.
I know.
I think that's a good word today. But back when, bad word for kids.
Bad word, but, But she did love the movie, and my son loved it and stuff. But it's just funny, like those movies rated PG back then, a lot different than PG.
Yeah,
now,
it was a crapshoot.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're gonna find.
Look, I know that we're already way off the rails, but I gotta ask the question.
Sure.
So there was a remake recently of Ghostbusters,
and
so this is about Revenge of the Nerds. I swear this podcast is about Revenge of the Nerds.
Right.
However, there was a remake of Ghostbusters ish remake. I don't know it. It involved chicks instead of dudes.
The ladies.
Did they operate out of a Chinese restaurant?
I did not see it, so I don't know.
I'm not sure. I remember seeing parts of it. I think my son and I were sitting watching some of it, and it's kind of, the same basis of the Ghostbusters. The ghosts and trying to catch them, but
they operate out of someplace other than a firehouse.
Not the firehouse.
And the car was a little bit different.
Okay.
All right. So, this whole thing comes up because one of my former employees, one of my colleagues, I don't like to use the term subordinate or staff or shit like that. So one of my colleagues,
right,
it was like bring your kid to work day, and kid came to work. He loved Legos, and I had and still have the Ghostbusters OG Firehouse Lego set.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, for real, 2,000 some pieces. Like it's a serious piece.
Right.
So he's looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, man, look, if you want, let's, put this together. Now, the kid has like 8 hours, 7.5, whatever, to hang out. There's no way in hell this kid's going to put this together. No way. And this is like Death Star
amount
of Lego bricks. So the kid looks at it and he's like, Ghostbusters? Well, that's not where they're from. They operate out of a Chinese restaurant. They operate out of a basement of a restaurant or something.
Oh, shit.
So
I don't think it was I think it is a restaurant, though.
Yeah, I could have sworn it had something to do with a restaurant, but what do I know?
I think going to say it's because like a savant had it together by the time you guys got back.
Yeah, put it all together or something like that.
Oh, my God, no. No way.
See, when I was a kid, I remember my mom took me to work, and I had like a typewriter, and I would sit there for 6 hours clacking on it, and every once in a while somebody say, hey, go make a copy of this. And I used to like find stuff and make copies of it.
That's awesome. Sweatshop.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, okay, back to Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah. Swear to God, Revenge of the Nerds.
No, it was a cool story, though. You know what I mean? Filming dates on this, January 30th, 1984 to March 30th, 1984. And it was filmed almost entirely at the University of Arizona and Tucson, Arizona, surrounding areas. That's pretty much it for the cast, location, and all that good stuff. So I guess I'll turn it over to Zap for the cast.
Sure, absolutely. So we have Robert Carradine as Louis Skolnick, Anthony Edwards as Gilbert Lowe, Alice Hearson as Mrs. Lowe, Gilbert's mom, James Cromwell as Mr. Skolnick, Ted McGinley as Stan Gable, Julie Montgomery as Betty Childs, Timothy Busfield as Arnold Poindexter, Andrew Cassis as Harold Wormser, Curtis Armstrong as Dudley Dawson, a.k.a. Booger, Larry Scott as Lamar Luttrell, Brian Tochi as Toshiro Takashi, Michelle Marink as Judy, Matt Salinger as Danny Burke, Donald Gibb as Frederick Aloysius Pulowski, a.k.a. Ogre, David Wohl as Dean Ulick, John Goodman as Coach Harris, Bernie Casey as U.N. Jefferson.
And is that the John Goodman?
That is the John Goodman.
The John Goodman.
The John Goodman. And Lisa Welch as Susie. That's it for the cast.
Awesome.
At least the notable cast.
The notable cast.
Those with likely speaking parts.
One quick question on that cast, and it'll probably maybe be in the fun facts, but that Michelle Marnick was from Real Genius, right?
100%.
So what was she in Real Genius? Like what character was that?
The nerdy dark hair girl, right?
She was Mitch's love interest.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
She can sand a floor like nobody's business.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
When was Real Genius? Was it 86?
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, definitely after this.
Because she looks
5 or 6.
She looks younger in Real Genius than she did.
God damn it!
In
Now
this
I want to
movie.
say it was 85.
It was one of those two.
Shit.
It was definitely 85 or 86.
One of my favorites.
Oh, I know that. Yep. That was I think the first one that we officially did.
Back to the Future.
No, it was Real Genius. Yeah, that was our first 3 together in studio. Was Real Genius.
The first release, however, to the public would have been
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Now.
What studio?
I think Back to the Future.
No. It was It was Real Genius because I had you pick it.
That's fine, and I'm sure that happened.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think Real Genius was.
I'm sorry.
We recorded
yes.
and we recorded it.
You're
we
right.
shelved it for a bit.
You're right.
When
You're
did we
right.
get a
I
studio?
forgot about that.
Still going studio? Where's our
We're
studio?
working on that. On that. Yeah.
I just thought we hung out in the basement.
I totally forgot about that.
idea.
Zap's right. We had recorded Real Genius, but had to shelf it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It had a shelf life.
That's right. Matt, you got a brief synopsis there.
Yeah, this is Revenge of the Nerds, a brief film synopsis. Geeky college students Gilbert, Anthony Edwards, and Louis, Robert Carradine, are evicted from the dormitory when the Alpha Betas, who recently burned down their own fraternity house by accident, confiscate the building. When the college forces the freshmen to live in the gym, Gilbert, Louis, and their fellow dorks relocate to a rundown house. When the Alpha Betas, led by jock Stan, Ted McGinley, repeatedly try to humiliate them, the nerds plot revenge of the nerds. Revenge. Get it? That's revenge.
I like what you did there.
That was good.
Oh,
That was good.
They plot revenge.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Because they're nerds.
As always, great job on the synopsis.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Zap, I guess you're ready to steer us through this movie here?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Now, I know we spoke about this briefly, but if anyone is interested, this movie is available on them internets.
Yes.
That's if you don't already have it, or if you aren't already vastly familiar with this movie.
And if you don't have a local video time where you could drive down, if only. You could still have stores like that.
West Coast.
Do you remember video time?
Are you shitting me? Man, of course. I remember all of them.
What was the other one? West Coast Video?
West Coast
West
Video,
Coast, there was
Blockbuster.
Hollywood
was a nice
Movie
one.
Merchants.
Oh, Movie Merchants. What was that?
That was in the James Away
What was the
Plaza.
one
Lead at
at the mall? Suncoast. They sold
Suncoast.
Yeah.
Dude, I spent countless hours walking around Suncoast.
That was the best. Yeah.
Who had the porn section? Was that West Coast where you walk through the beads?
That was Video Time.
Video Time.
Yeah, West Coast was high class, like Blockbuster.
Blockbuster was high class too. Yeah.
Well, West Coast might have. I don't know.
So Movie Merchants in the James Way Plaza in Middletown, they for damn sure had little
beads.
The
The
little
beaded room.
beaded section.
Nice.
Which I think that was there not just for aesthetics, but it was to let the clerk know, like, hey man,
Somebody's back there.
somebody's going back there.
Yeah.
I think
Get your mop.
snuck back there one
Yeah,
time
right.
when I was a young kid. I think it was at the James Away Plaza, and they actually they serve drinks back there. There's like dads hanging out,
Hang
smoking
back
cigars.
It's like a club.
Yeah, it's like a club, man.
Jesus.
I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this place is amazing.
Speaking of the good old days, let's get into this. Huh?
Yeah. Sorry.
Nah,
Look,
it's all right.
I'm sorry. We just get off the. We're trying to keep the train on the tracks.
People like it though, so it's cool.
Well, that's what, yeah, I mean, Revenge of the
they?
Nerds. If they want to see it,
if
it's
they're-
there. We
if they're
put it out for them.
That's right.
Yeah.
If they're listening, they like our personality. I would hope.
By now,
So,
for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
By now.
All right.
Like, don't love, just like.
That's right. Oh, I like you so much. So, into the plot we go. So, the movie begins with Gilbert, still in bed, who's greeted by his mom and his friend Lewis. They're off to college and are soon to be driven by Mr. Skolnick, Lewis's dad. And this is where we see classic textbook stereotypical nerds, right? That term nerds. You're talking they speak in numbers and calculations. They've all got goofy ass laughs, terrible clothes,
The dorky t-shirts.
pocket protectors, just weird shit.
Right.
I mean, for anyone that's watched the movie, the opening song is straight out of 80s new wave.
Is that like Devo or something?
Yeah, it's like a Devo.
It's
type,
very Devo-esque.
synth. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't done by Devo, I don't think, or was it?
They do enjoy
have been.
Devo.
Yeah.
They're into the Devo.
I think it might have been actually Devo, but I know Devo did the song at the end, which we'll get to, but
That's fair.
yeah.
Could very well be then.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But with Devo, like, I don't think that's like a nerdy band.
oh my God, yeah. Did you not see any of their videos? They're wearing red pop-up hats, or
yeah.
pop-out hats.
Yeah, but that was cool in
That was
in
their
the
gimmick.
80s.
Their whole gimmick was that.
So the boys and Mr. Skolnick arrive at Adams College, home of the Adams. They're there for the best computer department in the country. And with hearts and minds full of hope for the future, they walk to their would-be dorm. This is where they get their first college exposure to the jocks of Alpha Beta, who clearly have no love for nerds. No love.
Real quick on that car, that station wagon, like
For sure.
very, very much like the vacation wagon.
Absolutely.
That LTD station wagon. I forgot to tell when we did National Lampoon's Vacation. Juice Man wanted to tell me his dad actually got, when he was probably like a teenager like that, or early 20s, got an identical wagon like that. They did a cross country trip.
That's awesome.
He told me that story, and I just remembered it when I watched the. I'm like, I got to reference that. But yeah, they had a similar thing to Vacation with that LTD wagon. I think that's what they based it on in the Vacation movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's absolutely awesome.
And what you were saying, as they got to college, as Dave said earlier, it was at the University of Arizona, and
Filmed at.
yes, filmed that. But they kind of they wanted to halt production on that. I mean, it's kind of like a fun fact. We might as well bring it up since they were filming
why
there.
not?
Yeah, they wanted to halt production because of as they get later on in like to the Greek system, they didn't want to turn this like another Animal House type scenario where they're looking down upon the Greeks. They're looking down at the college and stuff like that. So there was a whole what to do.
Real quick, Zap, on that soundtrack, the Revenge of the Nerd song was actually by the Rubinos. Rubinews? I don't even know how you say that.
As long as it wasn't Devo, I'm happy.
Yeah, it wasn't Devo.
The Rubenos.
Yeah, the Rubina. It's Rubinos.
Rubenos.
Yeah, like
Rubinews,
Rubinews.
Rubenaus.
Like kangaroos.
Rubenaus.
Yeah. So there you go.
Ariba.
Andale. Rubenaus.
So as the boys find their way to their dorm, in the meantime, there is the Alpha Beta party. And this is just the middle of the day when these guys show up. This is just all beer all day.
Mm-hmm.
Christ, there's stair diving.
Right.
I mean, again, if you've watched this recently, you're looking at a staircase of, let's say, 10 stairs. Dude dives from the top stair into a little kiddie pool, a blow-up pool.
Full of beer.
Full of beer.
Yes.
It's awesome. So we have a cutscene.
I wonder if that was a stunt double in that one scene.
Well,
I think we did that at Kramer's one time.
I don't
I
know.
remember right. Could have been.
I would
the
not be
basement.
surprised.
Yeah.
I remember falling down those stairs.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a pool of beer
I
unless
don't know. It reminded me of Kramer's.
unless somebody threw up there. Oh my god.
Oh my God. I for damn sure remember falling down those stairs.
Yep.
So we go to a cutscene with the boys unpacking their trunk. They continue there and speak of their hopes for the future, like how are they going to decorate their room. College is going to be so great. We're going to put this robot together, all kind of fun stuff.
Best part there was him putting up first poster he puts up is a computer.
Yep.
like an Apple II or something.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true. That is great. Absolutely great. Like not a chick in a bikini.
Yeah.
None of that.
Not even a movie or a superhero or whatever.
Computer.
Yep. These guys are devoted.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the all-day Alpha Beta party. It's now nighttime, and someone has discovered 188 proof alcohol that if you blow it out of your mouth and have a lighter near your mouth, you can blow fireballs. So this guy that's doing this is encouraged by all of the onlookers, do it again, do it again, do it again.
Right.
And as he continues to do it again, lo and behold, he blows his fireball onto the curtains.
Fire.
Oh, shucks. So he ends up, burning the whole place down.
So 188, what's grain alcohol?
So it's grain. One will say what is grain. It's really a matter of what's the highest proof. So the highest proof one could ever possibly have is 200.
Damn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is the...
Once you
that's
go
just
blind,
math.
isn't that like the front end of like a run of alcohol? Like you can't really drink that. You
I'm
have to
pretty
like
sure-
water that down.
Well, look, you're definitely watering that down. Because think of drinking isopropyl alcohol.
you wouldn't have like a
200.
throat.
Yeah.
200 proof.
Again, 200 is the max purest possible.
Mm-hmm.
I got that at home.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God. So the way that's done, I mean, there's a process around that, right? Like, so they burn it, and it's the proofing is really to determine how much impurity or something other than alcohol is there.
Right.
And if it, again, the purest possible is 200, which would make it 100% alcohol.
Just all alcohol.
Yeah. So whenever you hear the proof, divide that by 2. That's the alcohol percentage.
Got you.
Cool.
Also, during the scene, it was fitting. They're playing Talking Heads burning down the house.
Yeah.
So you kind of know it's coming, I guess. Yeah.
See, again, for nerds, there's always like cool music.
Yeah. A little foreshadowing there.
Yep.
So with their house burned down, the Alpha Betas forcefully evacuate the freshman dorm and take it over as their own. Coach Harris and Dean Ulick then lead the freshmen to the gymnasium, where they're encouraged to join fraternities. Now, this is new for freshmen. That's not a thing you do when you're a freshman.
Join a fraternity.
Correct.
Right.
That's typically 100%. That's later years.
Is that like for real, like in all colleges and stuff? I didn't go to college, so I don't know. Like when you go to college, can you join as a freshman or no?
To my knowledge, no.
No, you can't. Okay.
It was like a junior, or you got to pledge sophomore year or something like that.
You're pledging sophomore.
Yeah.
Well, as everyone is encouraged to join these fraternities, we soon find that, and we're introduced to this group of the misfits and nerds who were unable to secure their place in a fraternity. And this ultimately becomes the core group that you find is as you'll see in the movie, like the nerds that we all see. Like if there was 100 people in there, 90 of them got accepted someplace else and 10 of them didn't.
Right.
Much like they did in Monsters, Inc.
Never saw it.
Oh,
Well,
Monsters Inc.'s great.
Yeah, they have like the outcasts, and they have nowhere to go, so they form their fraternity of outcasts, much
Monsters and
like
stuff.
much
Yeah.
like Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've saw that a while ago, but I kind of remember what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Searching around for any place to join, Lewis and Gilbert are tricked into joining or attempting to join the Alpha Betas. Again, the Alpha Betas are all jocks all day. They, of course, since the Alpha Betas house just burned down, the Alpha Betas are now occupying the freshman dorms. So they arrive at the freshman dorms. They're taken into a completely dark everything. Everybody's wearing black cloaks.
Right.
They see the altar of sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
They're given open condoms and are shown like they walk a goat in.
Yeah.
They end up being hazed in the shower.
Right.
It's just the two of them standing there in the shower, complete darkness, and they fire this high beam light on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask the question, have you ever had sex with a woman? And
they fucked that up.
They did. The one says yes, the other one says no, and then they both reverse answers. Liars, and they hose them.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So the next day in the gym, Lewis and Gilbert returned, and they had been tarred and feathered. Mm-hmm. We just see them walking in like basically in their underwear, and they're just covered in feathers. This is the one of the first of many scenes where we see Booger playing cards with and trying to teach Takashi how to play cards.
Right.
So Takashi says to him, "Look, I've got a frush. I think I've got a frush." And Booger's like, "What the fuck is a frush?"
A frush.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, with hopes for tomorrow, everyone says their good nights in like a true Walton's fashion.
Yep.
Like, good night, John Boy. Good night.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Good night, Mom.
The next day, Gilbert meets Judy and teaches her a thing or two on a computer. Now, this is Judy, same chick from Real Genius.
And that was some bullshit. You can't do that on a computer back then.
Not back then.
Yeah, he was like typing buttons and fucking graphics were coming up.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Back then, the amount of code it would have taken
to do that. That's much like Vacation with the video.
Correct.
Game thing in the beginning.
Correct. No way.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, we later discover that she plays the accordion.
Yes.
Big fan of
like Weird Al.
Well, like John's app.
Like John.
Do you
like
do
Jay-Z,
you do that too?
Are you shitting me?
Oh shit.
I played the accordion for 7 years.
Why don't you do our theme song with that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't been asked.
We should try that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I thought we talked about this. So from second in second grade, actually at the end of first grade,
yeah,
I saw this one dude, a few years older than you go to grade school and Catholic schools in Steelton,
right?
You're gonna find somebody playing
wrestler picnic.
Yeah, you're gonna see somebody playing accordion often. And I saw this one dude. He was a few grades ahead of me playing the accordion. I was like, dude, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do that. So I begged and pleaded, absolutely begged and pleaded. And my parents finally caved and said, okay, sure, we'll do this.
That's cool.
So they got me an accordion. I took lessons from.
Did you learn piano first?
No.
Oh, wow. Accordion first. Okay.
Accordion first, which helped me later, of course.
With piano, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you play one keyed instrument, you can play the other. So I did that until ninth grade.
Who'd you learn? Like some guy named like Vinny Kocholchek or something like.
Yeah. Played that until ninth grade until I got to high school and realized, oh, shit, it's not cool to be playing the accordion when you're in high school.
You got the guitar then.
There you go.
Matt plays drums. So Matt, right?
And skin flute.
You play skin
flute? On the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. We can get a little band going. I can't really do anything, but I could probably scream or do something in the mic.
I think you might be able to bang out maybe a kazoo.
Yeah, I could do something like that. Something simple.
The triangle. I hear
could play that.
That's coming back
cowbell,
in a big way.
More cowbell.
I've seen it. I've seen commercials.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Yeah.
There's so back to Takashi, who I love his character.
He's good.
There's a cut scene, just a really quick cut scene where the kids are these nerds or whomever, like you go to college away from home, like you're gonna need to pick up a job or something to do to earn a little bit of scratch, while you're there. So Takashi is working as basically a launderer, a laundryman. Someone who deals with washing clothes.
The jock straps.
Yeah. So the one with the jock strap, or not the one with the jock strap. So he's in the locker room. He's just standing there with this big laundry basket, and everybody's just throwing their jock straps in there as they're walking by going to the shower. This one dude says to him, again, now it's so pejorative or whatever, but he says, hey, do you know karate? And he's like, oh, no. He's like, good. And then he takes his jock strap and puts it over his head.
Yeah.
How
rude.
That was actually, I think they said that's one of the scenes that was like made up on the spot or whatever, the guy.
So much of this movie was ad-libbed, by the way.
Oh, yeah, ad-libbed. That's what I was trying to think of.
So much of this movie was ad-libbed.
Usually the classics are, like a comedy classic is just made up on the spot. That's what makes it funny.
That's the genuine comedy.
That's it.
So the nerds are canvassing the entire campus, the whole area, looking for a place to live, and each one strikes out. And there's varying scenes of each of them going to this place, that place, and the other place, and they just ultimately get denied, or it's a place that you don't want to go to.
Right.
Like Wormser, this little kid, basically the Doogie Howser of his day,
Right.
shows up, and there's this massively huge woman that answers the door.
Yeah.
That, yeah, your room could be right next to mine, baby. You know, just coming on to him.
Yeah.
There's another one where, speaking of ad-libbed, another completely ad-libbed scene. Booger goes to a location. There's a dude that just opens the mail slot in the door. And all you see is his eyes in the door. He's like, "Who are you? What do you want?" And Booger's just trying to talk to them. Like, "You have a room for rent?" No, I don't have a room for rent. It's just so weird. This guy just shut him off from the rest of the world. Anyway, bunch of those. Each one strikes out. Ultimately, they find a dilapidated old house and fix it up to be their own. So the cleaning and repairing the whole place like it's just been vacant forever. Cobwebs galore. There's more cobwebs than there is visible room.
Yeah, one of your favorite, Matts. It's montage.
I love
they got
montages.
the music.
That's right. It is
When
in
you're
fact
like cleaning something and you gotta straighten it up and everything's looking good.
putting stuff together. It's like a teamwork montage.
Mm-hmm.
It's very big in the 80s. They need more montages in
I
today's
concur.
movies.
Ski montage.
I concur. Well, after the place is all cleaned up and everything's ready to go, sons of bitches, there's a rock that's thrown through their window with "Nerds Get Out" written on it.
Mm-hmm.
How threatening.
That's
Yeah.
terrible. That's, that's
Fucked up, man.
that's damage, man. That's property damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, great scene. So they report it to the police. So they go to the police, right? And they're talking to the police and they're telling them what's going on and what happened. And in the meantime, this police, they ask about like, well, what did that guy do? And they look over at a guy that's basically just back in the day, people, there used to be a thing called a flasher. And this is just a guy that walks around naked, but he's covered in a trench coat.
Mm-hmm.
And he would, come up to you and just open up the trench coat and then run away.
Wear like a hat and sunglasses.
Sure. Mm-hmm. So there's this flasher sitting there. And according to the police in the movie, there's this crime called mopery. And again, according to the police, this is exposing oneself to a blind person. Mopery. So in reality, mopery is that is a term, and it's actually just committing any minor or petty offense.
Right.
Jaywalking, loitering, anything that's just so petty is considered mopery. But
I thought that was that shit you burn. Smells real good.
Oh yeah, mopery.
Yeah.
Mopery.
Yeah, mopery. Yeah.
I don't think you burn mopery. Or mopery like sits in a
You just heat
in a
it.
basket.
Yeah.
You heat it and it smells.
What do you burn? That's incense.
What was that other shit? Yeah. What was the stuff back in the day? It was incense people used to burn.
Well, so we burned incense at church.
What was the stuff like hippie people would do it and shit?
Oh, that's the incense.
Patchouli.
Those no. That's those punk sticks. It's the brown sticks that they would light and they would slowly burn and then the ashes fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Punks. Like I remember punks.
Yeah, but those were for picnics because you wanted to keep
the mosquitoes.
away.
That's right. Mosquitoes.
Punks. Whatever happened to good punk?
Yeah. You don't really
Bring
see
them
them as
back,
much
yeah.
anymore.
Oh well.
Damn punks.
So, fun fact: having recently just rewatched the obviously this movie, Revenge of the Nerds, I was a big fan of Barney Miller, the show growing up. I remember that from Barney Miller. So,
mopery.
Yeah. It was mentioned in Barney Miller. I could not at this point tell you the episode of the season, and that show ran for a while.
Yeah,
37 seasons.
And of course, I'm watching. At my age, I was watching reruns for damn sure.
Hit me with that theme song. You remember?
Yeah.
Now wasn't it
That
like
one?
That's Night Court.
Wasn't it?
No,
that's
these one
the one he did. I thought it was like
Is that Barney Miller, right?
No, man, that's
What are you talking about?
Night Court was like
That's correct. That's Night Court.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Night. Oh, okay, that's Night
Wait,
Court.
what the hell are you guys talking about?
You're both bananas right now because you're not getting anywhere close to Barney Miller.
I remember
Barney Miller was the cop.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the gray-haired cop.
Correct.
Yes.
With Wojciechowicz and Fish.
Yeah, Fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Abe Vigoda.
Abe Vigoda. But that was a good show. But I don't know. I do not recall the.
I always
theme.
like when we hum theme songs because then I remember. So I didn't know if you guys knew off the top of your head.
Now that amazes me because you two are so far the fuck off from the notes that would otherwise be in those songs.
Well, just to get an idea, you know what I'm saying?
Never had one lesson.
Oh, dude.
Right.
Priceless. Well done, sir.
Maybe the mailbag, somebody will hum it in.
Yeah,
first.
somebody humming.
Yeah.
Well played.
We need a good humming in the basement.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways,
yeah.
so Mowbray was in fact mentioned back in, again, Barney Miller ran from the late 70s into the early 80s. By the time I was watching it, was syndicated and shit like that. But I for damn sure remember them mentioning Mowbray in that. And they had said in that movie, or I'm sorry, in that episode that, yeah, Mowbray, this is some dude that was exposing himself to a statue or a blind person.
Blind person. Okay, so it's real.
Yeah, let's bring Mowbray back. I like it.
Let's bring BMB.
Yep.
Bring Mowbray back. So, after Mowbray, the nerds gathered together with the Greek Council in hopes of forming a fraternity and are informed that they need a national sponsor. After 29 rejections, they're finally invited to visit with Lambda Lambda Lambda, which is an all-black frat. And after their meeting, actually Poindexter points out, like, hey, man, no, just the fact alone that we're here talking with you and you invited us to talk with you, you have to give us a probationary period.
It's in the bylaws or whatever.
That's right. Exactly right.
Well, that Greek stuff, my oldest daughter was in, what's the girl?
Sorority. Yeah.
But yeah, they are very. You have to stick to like all these weird rules.
Oh, sure.
Like, it is like a thing, like a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That guy UN, he was cool. Guy that was kind of like the head of that.
Oh, Jefferson?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, he was the man.
He was a no-nonsense dude.
What was the other? I can't think of the actor, but there like a snake attacked him. But what the hell was his name? He was big for a while. He was like kind of like the MTV type dude.
A snake attacked him?
Yeah, like he was like trying to feed this guy a snake. They were in college and they go on this road trip, but they end up
Tom Green.
Tom Green.
Tom Green.
But this movie and
The
like
name of the movie is Road Trip.
there you go. But they were in like they made it to like that all black fraternity.
Yeah.
It was some comedy, kind of like how this was.
That movie came out in year of our Lord 2000.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Road Trip is 23 years old.
Jeez.
For those familiar with that movie, that's how old you are. If you remember that movie, it was 23 years ago that came out.
That blows me away sometimes. It doesn't seem that long ago.
It's actually funny. It's worth a watch.
It is worth a watch.
Yeah.
It is. That's right on the cusp.
Yeah. Like,
Right.
so I watched that. I would watch Road Trip right now, and I would get very nostalgic, and I would get actually sad. Sad, because life doesn't exist like that anymore.
Right.
But there's people out there too who are like, who the hell is Tom Green? Which he had his own show. It was the Tom Green Show,
That's
not
right.
the
Yeah,
Green
my bum
Tom
is on
Show.
your lips. My bum is on your lips.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy.
This guy was big.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? So
That
that's
was Tom Green.
another Tom Green
Yeah.
skit. Yeah. So yeah. Probationary period. So the nerds decide to host a party at their house. Oh, and a party is in the works for sure.
This is where they already got into the Lambda, right? Are they starting
Probationary.
They
Yeah.
Probationary.
are now probationary with Lambda.
Quick fun fact on this one is Lambda actually exists in real life.
Yeah, it became a.
To be clear, it does as a result of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like 2006.
Yeah, based on like co-ed. It's a co-ed social fraternity, and it's unaffiliated with anything Greek because the Greeks would not have it because they're in like all that. You got to be real Greekish.
That is correct.
It's dedicated to the enjoyment and enrichment of pop culture. Actually, the Lambda.
Yeah.
Nice.
They are in 6 colleges.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw the one was like Buffalo or something like that, right? Buffalo.
Yes.
Buffalo University. Or something
Yeah,
like
I want to say they were in 4 states and the District of Columbia in 6 colleges.
And the tri-lambs, as they are called, they do not discriminate based on race, gender, religion, class, ability, gender, identity, or sexual orientation.
Good for them.
I know. That's
I say good for them.
sounds like an alarm clock.
So there's a party in the works. Booger has been out combing the high schools all day. The pies,
The pies.
Yeah. How fitting.
the pies stand them up. They say that they're going to show up like it's, we want to come to your party. This is great. But they ultimately end up standing them up.
Wait, the pies were a sorority.
So thank you. The pies are a sorority. They are tightly aligned with the Alpha Betas.
Yeah,
Right.
they're
So
like
if the
jock
Alpha Beta-
chicks.
Yep, they are jock chicks.
The Ken and Barbies of the. college world.
Yeah, there you
basically.
go.
That's it. Not jock chicks, because that would sound like a
Jock itch.
like somebody who plays for, I don't know, so like some, I don't know, a
Jock
woman
chicks.
weightlifter.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
These are not women weightlifters.
No, not at all. No.
They're kind
are-
of like the super, the very beautiful, rich,
Your
Correct.
prototypical
80s
Yeah, just
Yeah.
that chick.
hot chick.
Yep.
Yep. The Ken and Barbie was the greatest example I'd heard. That was
Right.
spot on. So fortunately, though, the Omega Moos arrive and serve as their dates.
Mm.
One after one, these lovely ladies from the Omega Moos
They need
walk
love
in.
too, man. They need love
That's
Two
too.
true.
naughty girls need love too.
That's
That's
true.
right.
As soon as they get that upper lip lined up, man, they're all set.
That's right.
So after an awkward start to the party and a terrible musical interlude and sing-along,
Mm-hmm.
which in fact does involve an accordion, Wonder Joints are introduced to save the day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Booger.
Yeah, Booger rolled some amazing Wonder Joints.
When he says, so they're sitting around saying, God, this party sucks. Like, maybe we should eat. Maybe we should watch television. And then the camera pans to Booger. He's like, wait a second, fellas. He opens up his shirt. He's got a fucking like a huge shirt pocket just full of these massive joints.
Yeah.
Massive.
I'm surprised Booger Joints didn't catch on because it's always like, oh, big Marley joint, eh? But like the Booger joint,
Why not?
yeah.
He had some big fat
joints.
fatties.
Yeah.
So now with Wonder Joints in everybody's system, the party's on.
Oh, the party is getting started.
It was
now
getting- yeah,
people's
it was getting-
dancing and
Yeah.
Well,
carrying on.
Everybody was dancing. I, for one, was a big fan of seeing Lamar Latrell with his balloon hat.
Yeah. Sucking on the
Lamar Latrell.
So, like, so for any, just picture in your mind, everyone, you go to some balloon animal specialist who will blow up this super long balloon and then twist it into a puppy or whatever. Lamar Latrell twisted his into a hat.
Right.
So it's basically a balloon headband with the back tail that he's pulled over the top of his head, and he's nibbling on the
On the
tip
tip.
of the
Yeah.
where the there
Just
you go in
the
just
tip.
the tip
Yep.
just the tip.
That's it.
Lewis has sex.
Yeah. He got it on.
Lewis got it on, man. He walks out with his smoking jacket, Hugh Hefner style.
That was the best.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think Dave
Hugh-
had a story about that.
Hugh Hef on
the
high.
Hugh Hef jacket
The
showing
Hugh-
up for the ladies.
They can take the picture, but they can't make it.
The Hugh Hef on high.
Hugh
yeah.
Hefner on high, who looks down low.
Yeah.
Didn't he have his pipe was bubbly pipe?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Another one. Toshiro is walking around taking pictures of everybody, like all of the girls one by one. And when he's not the best at English, so when
Yeah.
so when he goes up to each of the girls, it's like, oh, hair pie,
Hair pie. Yeah.
and he snaps a picture of. He tries to get. Basically, he's taking a picture of their crotch,
Right.
And they're all sitting in a row, like hair pie, snap a picture, hair pie, snap a picture. Amazing. Well, as the party's going on, everybody's having a good time. The stupid, lousy alpha betas release pigs into their house and ruin the party.
Yeah, they were trying to be mean to the moose.
Man, that's not cool.
But the tri-lambs and the moose were just trying to have a good time.
Just trying to have a good time.
like they wanted to be in college. They wanted to have that experience. They were some cool people, just having fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like these two are going at it, having the party and shit. It's not even affecting them. You know? what
No,
I'm saying?
man.
Yeah.
It's mind your own goddamn business.
You know, I was wondering about like jocks and nerds with that. Like,
Haters are going to hate, man. I don't get it.
They are gonna hate. Are you a jock if you're just on the football team? Like, what if you're on the football team and you suck?
So I was that guy.
Well, no, you weren't that bad.
But I'm
just
saying, look, suck it. Suck it.
suck it,
like,
suck it.
Look, suck or good. Like, I wouldn't.
What if you consider yourself a jock?
No, hell no.
Because that's what I was trying to gauge. Like, we've all played sport. Not all of us, but I'm just saying.
Well,
like, there's people that play sports. Are you a jock just because you played sports?
In the 90s, I don't think it was how they based it in the 80s.
No,
where it's like,
there was too
like
much
you're-
going on in the
yeah,
90s. Too
True,
much.
True.
like you're a jock or you're a geek or you're a nerd or you're a band dude. I don't.
Right.
They didn't. I don't think anybody. I think you were what you were.
Yeah, I just was wondering about that because I mean, there's got to be people that are on like a jock that are on like a sports team that aren't that good. Just because you wear the uniform, are you considered a jock? You know what I'm trying to say?
You remember where we went to high school?
Yes.
So there was no such thing. I mean, maybe there was one or two at best, but even then, everybody hung out with everybody.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. Yeah, I know.
It's like 100-some kids, man. Like we all knew each other.
And that's just high school. Now, obviously, that was the extent of my involvement in sports. Once I got to college, I didn't give a shit, man.
Well, these movies probably take all these stereotypes and glorify, like not glorify them, but blow them up and make them seem like way worse than it probably was.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But that's movies, though. Movies are the ones that created these nerds, jocks.
The whole,
Yeah, and like growing up, talking to my dad, who was a pretty good athlete and stuff, and he was like, they didn't have none of that. Like nobody made fun of
a nerd,
or they were just kids. Like you're all
right.
I think they glorify these in the 80s movies. You don't see that stuff in like the 60s or maybe you do. Wait a second.
I don't know. I would liken my athletic career to Vince Vaughn in Old School. So when Vince Vaughn they're trying to qualify to be a fraternity,
right?
Not unlike this. He has the rings, and he has to lift himself up on the rings and hold himself up and do whatever. He's doing it the whole time with a cigarette in his mouth.
Yes.
So that's about my extent. Like it's like, look, man,
old school.
Yeah,
old school.
I was with everybody, man. I was the musicians, the smokers, obviously the athletes, the whatever. Dude, I was with everybody.
Just kind of
we all were.
Yeah,
we all were.
Yeah,
the druggies, jocks, dweebs. What was that from Ferris Bueller? They all adore him.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody.
But there was no the way they make it in these movies is
clean cut. Like there's no in between. You're a jock,
correct.
You're a nerd. That's you know what I mean?
They're
That's
a
what
little over the top.
And the thing is, this is an 80s movie. I mean, we didn't go to high school in the 80s, but I'm assuming they're exaggerating. I shouldn't even say this is college, but it's high school spills over into college. I would assume they're exaggerating on all this.
Surely they have to some extent, to try to make a point.
It makes the movie.
Right.
Yeah, of
It
course.
makes the movie.
Yep.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
It makes the characters. Now it is. It's kind of a fun fact, but there was a scene that was cut from this movie where it was alluded that Stan, the leader of the jocks, the president of the Greek Council, was actually a nerd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like so. There's in that.
Well, don't they have that
in the part? Well, in the party scene in the very beginning, that we see, it becomes the all-day party, and that night when they burn their house down, there is a scene that was in fact cut where Stan's up in his room with glasses on, reading a textbook, doing whatever, and someone knocks on his door, and he hides his glasses. Shuts the book like shit. I can't be caught doing homework or trying to be smart.
So if somebody has bad eyes and can read, you're automatically a nerd.
Right.
Yep.
Wow.
He had to. So and they actually cut that out because they wanted
too offensive or what?
They wanted. That's too woke, man.
Too offensive. Yeah, I didn't know.
They wanted to cut that out to make it absolutely clear that there was no
in between.
No in between.
There you go. Okay, that makes sense. Then.
So pigs were just released. Sorry. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, pigs were just released into the nerd's house. Well, they're not going to stand for that. So the nerds retaliate.
What's because it made the moose very sad.
Well, everybody was sad
because they were having a good time.
That wasn't necessary at all. So the nerds retaliate by invading the Pi Delta Pi's house, installing spy cameras.
Yeah.
So this is the Pi Delta Pi's again are the chicks. This is the sorority. The Barbies, the would-be match to the Alpha Betas.
Would you say they're like a pie for a pie?
Yep.
Ooh, Pi versus spy.
Pi versus pie. Yeah, spy versus spy.
And so after installing all these spy cameras, they spend the remainder of that night into the next morning watching live footage of the chicks at Pi Delta Pi. These are just chicks walking up and down the hallways. They got one in the bathroom. They got one all over the place.
Right.
That's highly illegal.
Well,
yeah,
I guess it is.
Yeah.
So they also retaliate against the Alpha Betas the next day by dousing their jock straps in liquid heat.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
Liquid heat. They didn't even practice.
No, that's right. That's right.
Everybody's jocks were burning.
The coach was like, "We didn't even practice yet." Yeah,
didn't even practice.
So that also happened in a good '80s movie. I don't know if this was out there. Lucas. I would like to do that movie.
That's a great one.
Charlie Sheen.
We've talked about this. I still have to see that movie.
Yeah, we should do it so you can watch it. It's great.
Sure.
Yes.
You like our boy Sheen.
Of course.
You would like it. Yeah.
Sheen, the girl from Goonies.
Corey Haim.
Corey Haim is Lucas. But yeah, great movie. But this was also the jock strap.
I don't remember
in
that.
The heat.
That.
And he had to run outside and he had to jump into like a
pond or something.
Yeah, no, not a pond. It was a bird bath.
Oh, okay.
It's like ooh. Lucas.
Tune in for Lucas.
Yep.
Ultimately, the nerd's antics and courage impresses Jefferson, the president of the National Council of Tri-Lam, enough to give those nerds full membership into Lambda Lambda Lambda. Now, despite being a full-fledged fraternity now, the nerds don't stand a chance unless they can run the school's Greek council. And the only way to do that is to win the homecoming carnival. Now, the way to win the homecoming carnival is you need the total most points over the course of 3 events. Those 3 events are field events, charity fundraising booth, and musical show and skit competition. First things first, the field events. Event number 1, the bike race, in which Tagashi wins thanks to trichloromethanine, nullifying the effects of alcohol.
Fictitious drug, right?
It does not exist.
Okay.
Kids, it does not exist. Next event, Trojan horse. Yeah, they lose that one. Ogre jumped on their barrel on that horse. They couldn't get him off. Next is the wrist wrestle, where every nerd but Booger loses because he is picking his nose beforehand and his opponent doesn't want to touch his hand.
That's right, yeah.
Ogre almost loses to this, husky woman, this would-be wrestler of a woman.
She a moo?
She was a moo, yeah.
She was a moo. He ultimately won, but he cried immediately afterwards because she challenged him so much. Next one up, the tug of war. The Alpha Betas win. As the Tri-Lams, they didn't even try. They're just on opposite sides of the pond and just let go of their rope.
This was also a weird thing in the 80s movies, kind of like...
Tug of war?
No. Where they would always have like some sort of competition.
Sure.
There was always a competition to decide something at the end of the movie.
Right.
There's some challenge to resolve.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next was one of my personal favorites, the belching contest, where Booger handily won.
Do you want to know what that actual sound was? Do people have that, or are we going to say that for a fun
It was
fact?
like 2 camels, right?
Yeah,
Something
camels.
Like that. Yeah.
Indeed. It's actually it's a mix. It's a combo of an actual belch and the sound of 2 camels.
Right.
And the final physical challenge in field events was the javelin throw.
This is great. Yeah,
fantastic. Great. So of course, Lamar Luttrell wins.
Lamar L.L. Luttrell.
Thanks to Wormser design. So Wormser, the little Doogie Howser kid, his specialty is aerodynamics.
Right.
So he had designed this javelin to accommodate his limp-wristed throwing style.
But
Luttrell comes like strolling out, and the thing's just bouncing.
Yeah, the chariots of fire,
so
weaving,
bad.
And it's very limp.
Dude, in reality, aerodynamically, that thing wouldn't go 5 feet.
Oh yeah,
because it was like whoa, 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 whoa.
So bad,
so wobbly.
But the the point was made.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And he ended up winning. Next, the charity fundraising booth. So the Alpha Betas host a kissing booth. Oh, now here comes the no-no scene.
Yeah, this is bad.
This is where Gilbert gets the idea to dress as Stan and seduce Betty, Stan's girlfriend, where they end up banging in the funhouse.
Right. So he basically misleads her to think that she's with her boyfriend or whatever. Yeah.
Rape by deception.
Rape by deception. Yeah.
Which apparently is the thing.
Yeah.
So is
misled. Isn't that a Cool and Gang song?
What's the thing you do with a vehicle?
Vehicle rape.
Vehicle rape. Oh, tampering with a vehicle.
Is that, yeah. Tampering with a vehicle. That's it.
But and then they she's like okay with it after it goes down, which was like.
Well, he takes the helmet or whatever. Like
yeah.
Wasn't it a Darth Vader type?
So yeah, it actually not Darth Vader, but the new guy.
Kylo
Ren looking mask.
Yeah.
And he reveals to her that, hey, look, Betty, it's actually me. I'm this nerd that just
viciously gutted you.
Seduced you.
Yeah.
And she's now attracted to him.
Yeah, he must
magically.
Because he laid it down. He laid it down deep.
He definitely did something. Because she was like all about it.
Yeah.
And,
or maybe she knew. Maybe they were implying that she kind of knew.
I don't know, man. She said when they were finished, oh my gosh, Stan, you've done things to me you've never done before. And that's when he pulls the mask off and there he is.
Yeah, that scene would definitely not fly. They actually were saying that they were all like after the fact, like regretting and, writing it and whatever else like that.
To be clear, when they're asked the question nearly 40 years later, sure, that's going to be their answer.
But like actually, when it came out, they were probably like fine with it. Probably
Of course,
wasn't a big
but it was a
deal
comedy movie. It was supposed to be based, which there's nothing comical about that scene. But I think they were just they had to make it like, oh, what have you? You did to me nothing that you, and it made it funny at the time. But now you look into it and look back at it, and all of a sudden it's something horrible. But it was a movie,
Right? Yeah.
Honestly, I just look at this as a movie and don't think twice about it.
That
Yes.
It's not real life. It
It's
didn't
not
really
real
happen.
life.
You know, there's movies where people get decapitated and cut,
Correct.
and there's all kinds of horrible shit.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. You're right.
And PSS, we need to bring kissing booths back.
Well, yeah.
Right,
so
right.
she says to Stan, all this kissing's made me real horny.
Horny,
You know, take me now or whatever. And she said, he actually calls her a goat.
Oh yeah.
He says, oh my God, Betty, you're a goat.
Yeah.
Like a throat goat.
I'm thinking like horny goat
Yeah. Horny goat. She just wants it all the time. Or
all
whatever.
the time.
I thought he meant like greatest of all time
Yeah. Could have been that.
in the sexy sheets.
Could have been. And they didn't even shave back then.
No.
So, I mean,
I saw. Yeah.
yeah, you know, shit. So in the meantime,
Which al natural, nothing wrong with that.
No. I'm old school like that.
Yeah, I'm
it's
old school
fine.
like that too.
Whatever you're into, man.
Yeah,
That's fine.
like looking like Willie Nelson down there.
That's cool, man. Hey, look, that's the way the Lord made it.
That's
Right.
The Hugh
Gotta
Hefner on high.
Hugh Hefner on high.
Keep the
yeah.
bugs out.
Jesus Christ. So okay. So
It's
the
protection from infection.
alpha betas and the pies are hosting their kissing booth. The Trilams are hosting a pie sale.
Mm-hmm.
As chance would have it, an actual pie. Like you can eat the pie in a pie pan pie. Each pie, however, is actually a plate of just whipped cream in a pie plate. And once you get through that whipped cream, there's a naked photo of Betty at the bottom of it.
Yes.
A torso. So you get basically from the head down to right below her boobs.
And that reminded me of those, remember those glasses back in the 80s? Like, I know my dad had some that he would hide, and you'd put them in the freezer, and then when you'd pour a beer in it, like, that it would become like a nude picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, the person would be clothed or whatever, and you'd pour the beer in it or drink, and the clothes would disappear, basically.
Oh, they had
like
those
temperature activated.
yeah,
or whatever.
Those pens, and you would flip it the one way, and like the little Hawaiian skirt would go down.
Right,
and
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a Harry Potter coffee mug that it's all black. But when you pour hot coffee into it, the Marauders map appears.
Oh,
So that's neat.
I was glad you went there. When you said about Harry Potter, I was
It's the same concept.
right.
Yeah,
I know
same
what you
thing.
mean.
It's Hermione.
I saw that SNL
Actually,
skit. Yeah.
she's grown up now, so it's all right to talk
Yeah,
about
it's all,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's
So
like a grown.
by far and
adult.
away from a fundraising perspective, the nerds win that one. And the final act, the final event is the musical show and skit competition. So after a few of the other frats, minor tries at skits and music, the Trilams just own it with their musical number. And look, not for nothing, no one raps as well as Lamar Luttrell.
No, that song was jamming, man.
Dude, he comes out with a sleeveless Michael Jackson Thriller jacket.
Yep.
You can't beat that.
But it was very what we talked about Devo. It was very like with the synth and the doop.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know where you were going with that.
Yeah.
I absolutely know you're, again, just having watched this.
What song is that?
Mm.
Like Green Jello?
I think you're just in your own mind over there.
No, it was a Green Jello.
Little pig, let me in. Yeah.
So the Trilams and the Omega Moos win the homecoming carnival. Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Gilbert is immediately elected as the president of the Greek Council. Betty leaves Stan, informing him that she's going out with a nerd, Lewis.
Right.
And now the alpha betas are just completely embarrassed. They're shut down. Their life is over. Coach gathers all these guys together in the locker room and encourages them to exact revenge. And they do. The alpha betas run right to the Trilams, the nerd's house.
Trash it.
Just trash it. Completely vandalize and beat the shit out of that house. So now, an emboldened Dean Ulick, with the help and influence of the national chapter of Trilams, who show up with just in the nick of time, afford Gilbert and Lewis the opportunity to call out the alpha betas for their terribleness. So when I say that, it's, the dean is, almost about to get his ass kicked by the coach.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Jefferson shows up and it's, the record stops. He's like, hold up there, coach.
Right.
Let this guy talk. And then the camera pans by basically like a dozen big black guys that are just waiting to beat the shit out of this guy.
Right.
Because he's an asshole. I mean, it's true.
You're an asshole.
He is. So, they're telling Gilbert gets up and invites Lewis. They basically have this speech. They take pride in who they are and who nerds are. And this scene ends to the tune of "We Are the Champions" by Queen. Dean Ulick strikes the final blow by allowing the Tri-Lambs to live in the Alpha Beta house, while the Jocks are now to live in the gym, while they, the Jocks, rebuild the Tri-Lambs house that they vandalized.
And to give you an idea about this gym setup, it looks like disaster relief shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God, it's like Katrina.
Yeah, like
Right.
just cots and fucking like partitions up. It's bad news. Yeah. But yeah, that's the very end then? I forget.
So right after that happens, it's over.
It cuts and then it's
Like,
gone.
that's end credits.
Yeah. What else was I going to say?
You didn't hang around at the movie theater for
No.
back in the 80s.
No,
The end of the movie is the end of the movie.
Yeah, the end of the movie, and this is one not unlike Coming to America or countless others, where they actually show pictures and cut scenes of the actual actors, so with their actor name as
Such
X,
and such,
or
yeah.
as such and such, or as this other guy. Only for like the starred cast that I had mentioned, but absent that, then now they're rolling credits.
Yeah, the other track I liked in this was "Are You Ready for the Sex Girls?"
Are you ready for the
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's
girls?
the Gleaming Spires. That was from another movie too. I think it was in Last American
Virgin.
Yeah, that we did.
Never
earlier.
saw it.
Yeah, Last American
that's a
Virgin
good
is
one.
great. I have the DVD, so I'll give it to you.
Nice.
You can take it with the
Shit, yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street as well. So I guess it's about time for the
Get some
Fun facts.
fun facts.
fun facts.
So yeah, you were talking about Lambda. It was actually University of Connecticut. It was founded in 2006, according to
Nice.
this. I don't know if that, I guess there's other facts on it too, but that's the one that I had here. What else you guys got?
Let's see here. They said the movie didn't test well at a Dallas test screening. It almost killed the whole Revenge of the Nerds, the filming of it.
They didn't test well.
Probably the best scene was the rape by deception. That's the
Yeah.
only one that rated well back then.
Yeah, you're right. I know.
Can we get more of that scene, please?
Yeah, they were like, take out that scene where he's a nerd, the football player.
Add more rape.
Put more rape back in it. Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't test well,
Yeah.
but they went ahead with it anyway.
Well, it said the movie scored in the 60s, which caused Fox to cut marketing for the film and only release it to 364 screens.
That's wild.
Whatever. It became a national treasure.
Oh my God, yeah. It's a classic.
Fun fact. So Judy, played by Michelle Mayerink,
Right.
the chick from
Real Genius.
Tryouts for that auditioners or auditionesses for that included Jamie Gertz from Lost Boys fame,
Billionaire.
Joan Cusack, and Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, who knew that? Yeah, I wouldn't.
That's a big threesome there.
Yeah,
I think I'm for sure I could see Joan Cusack pulling that off.
Yeah, she has that kind of nerdy kind
Yeah,
of.
absolutely. And maybe with the right makeup and glasses and like hair pulled back into some weird pigtails.
Sarah Jessica
Parker
Could see
could do
that
it.
too.
Yeah.
Well, she was in Square Pegs.
Square pegs.
Yeah.
Square pegs.
She was a big nerd.
Square pegs.
Another fun fact: remake got shut down after 2 weeks of filming in the year 2006. Revenge of the Nerds remake stopped production. They said, according to Variety magazine, the real reason because Fox Atlantic executive was not completely satisfied with the details. But the cast included Adam Brody and Jenna Dewan. I don't know who that is.
Don't either of them. Yeah, I don't really like remakes, to be honest. with
So
you.
yeah, we in the basement here. We try to stick to the originals.
OG.
So Poindexter, his glasses that he was wearing, that was an actor, was Timothy Busfield.
Yep.
They were so thick that he couldn't see out of them at all. He had to kind of be led around different places. Like they
No
were
shit.
they were that bad.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
You can see his eyes through that. Like that was a struggle.
It was bad.
They look like the ones that the guy from Trailer Park Boys wears.
Yes, very much like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
There you go. Fun fact. Dean Ulick. Tryouts for that, actors considered for that included John Candy, Jason Alexander, Nathan Lane, and Danny DeVito
Wow.
as the dean of the school.
Really quick, one other fun fact on that actor. which just kind of surprised me. So that was David Wall, you said. He was only 2 months older than Booger in real life.
Wow.
Yeah, because those guys look like way far apart in age. He's playing a college kid too, and this guy's playing the dean.
Well, they were in their like late 20s, mid 20s, right? A lot of them guys.
Most of this cast was in their early 30s.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they were like a lot older.
I did see that. This was like the Beverly Hills 90210 before Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, 31-year-old senior.
Right. All the bushes were real in this movie.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that's for real, and I just made that up. But
There were no merkins used in this. It was all
real.
all natural.
Yeah, I made that up, but it's probably true.
No merkins, all real.
No razors were
harmed
injured
in the
making of this movie.
Yeah, you're right.
Not a one.
Let me see what else.
Oh, Louis Skolnick. Rick Moranis was actually very much considered for the role of Louis Skolnick, but they just thought that he looked a little too old.
And I think also he was like filming Ghostbusters too around the same time, or there was some kind of conflict too. But I think also what you said too.
I think for they could have used like Rick Moranis, or like get some of the guys from the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
like Eddie Murphy as Lamar Luttrell.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, he could pull that off.
He would have pulled that off pretty well.
Absolutely pull that off.
So over in Spain, the film was translated into La Venganza de los Novatos, Revenge of the Freshmen, because they didn't have a word for nerd at that time.
They were only freshmen.
Yeah, Revenge of the Freshmen. Yeah,
that was a musical reference Matt was doing.
Oh, they were only verve pipe or verve. Verve. There was the verve and the verve pipe. The verve was the one where the guy walks down the street bumping into Symphony, Bittersweet Symphony. Yeah.
Which that was a tune back in the day.
That was a good jam.
Yeah.
That's all I got. We talked about glasses. We talked about Lambda. We talked about Michelle Meyrink actually played the accordion. We talked about the belch. That's all I've got on Fun Fact Land.
I got two other quick ones here. Anthony Edwards, David Wall. They were in a movie called Gotcha together, 1985. And when I saw that, I kind of remember that Gotcha, but I don't. I remember the title. I can't remember the movie. And then me being a television nerd, because I like TVs and stuff. That TV they had in the bomb shelter or temporary setup they had in the gym was a Philco Predicta. It was manufactured from 1958 to 1960. And it was a technological marvel at the time. That shitty ass TV they had, black and white TV.
Cathode ray.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, that's all I really got for fun facts. Oh, talking about the ad libs. You were talking about things that were ad libs. The do you know karate? Like we talked about. We love you when you're mad. That line Lewis had. The powerful scream by Poindexter during the pie watching scene. The coaches. Shit, we forgot practice.
Yep.
That was ad-libbed. And the Poindexter getting his crotch grabbed during the party scene. Yeah. That was ad-libbed.
That's awesome. After they're sitting there smoking the Wonder Joints.
Yep.
Yeah, the ad-libs, they said all the scenes between Booger and Takashi were all improvised and ad-libbed.
Improvised, yeah.
So good.
Yep.
So they just let them go.
Yep.
But that's all I got.
That's it, man. Yeah, that was a good one. Like I said, good luck finding it.
It's on the internets.
It's on the internet. You guys look for it. But yeah, definitely check it out. It's worth seeing if you haven't seen it. If you're our age and you haven't seen it, shame on you.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we'll be back with next week. We're kind of like flipping the schedules around, but we'll definitely have something for you. Thanks to Zach for writing everything up, Matt for doing your research, and guys, anything else in closing?
Don't sleep on this movie.
Don't sleep on it, Matt.
Yeah, find it if you can find it. Watch it on the internet.
Don't forget to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Old Dirty Basement. And on TikTok at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. I guess that's it for now, so we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for listening to The Vintage Cinema Review in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.